The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to the new channel where we help you see the new you. Again, this is Dr. Mike Chua, live streaming here in Martin, Tennessee. And in behalf of my co-host, Bert from Texas, this is iBusiness. Good morning, Philippines. This is again Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist and your alternative career coach. And today, obviously, I'm still by myself. We got, in behalf again of my co-host, Bert in Texas. This is iBusiness, where we help you improve your influence and impact in your industry by following the mentor method, MENTOR. Why? Because we want you to be a coach. We want you to be a mentor. We want you to be the best that you can be. Well, anyway, if you can hear me and if you're watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay, because we want to know if you are really watching, and that way we can give you a special shout out. Yes, we can see you there in the chat thing, but I can only see those people who are just on the comment section. Well, before I keep on going, I see Mr. Joel Sebag. Thank you very much for watching. He's watching there from, I believe he's from Missouri, if I'm not No, Arkansas, I believe. All right, but before I keep on going, I would like to give a special quote today. It says here, don't let the fear of a no frighten you from going after a yes, by Devon Franklin. This is Tuesday, right? Today is Tuesday here in the United States. Tuesday, July 28, 2020. It says here, don't let the fear of no frighten you from going after a yes. It's basically, people will keep on saying no to you. People will keep on rejecting you. People will keep on pulling you down. Guess what? Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of people rejecting you, because it doesn't matter how many times you've failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. That's the beauty of starting your own business. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You will encounter a lot of no's. But like what I said, doesn't matter how many times, how many no's you get. It's how many times you get up and do this all over again. And eventually, you get to your yes. Eventually, you get to your successes in life. And same thing with therapy. In physical therapy, when I see a patient, when I treat them, every time we're doing those exercises, it's not a perfect movement. It's not a perfect movement. When I'm exercising this, for example, this big muscle of mine, right? If you feel like I have a big muscle, comment big muscle. Well, anyway, if you want to make this muscle stronger, we keep on moving it again and again and again to the point of failure, to the point of no, not to the point of no return, right? To the point of no, to the point of failure. Why? Because every time that muscle fails, guess what? That's when the muscle gets stronger. That's when you push to your next level. We have what you call the 1 RM, 1 repetition maximum, wherein we lift that weights in a one repetition maximum. And that's how you get stronger. And same thing in life, same thing when starting a business, same thing if you're trying to find your alternative career, same thing when you're trying to push on to your next level. So speaking of next level, we have a special guest for tonight. Let me pull up his thing here. Oh gosh. There you go. Speaking of special guest tonight, I have a special guest. His name is Dr. Javier Carlin. He is based out in Florida. The reason why we have him here is as young as he is, he has started his own business. Okay, he started his own business. He has partnered up with different leaders in our field, and he has his own outpatient clinic. And not just an outpatient clinic, he has several coaching program that he provides. So before I keep on going, let me just read his introduction here. Javier Carlin is a physical therapist and a healthcare entrepreneur. Javier is a partner in an outpatient PT clinic, Renewal Rehab. Oh, whoo, shout out to Renewal Rehab, Greg Todd, and has a passion for helping healthcare professionals start their first or second business, even if they don't have a service or a product to sell. Imagine that. If you don't have a product to sell, guess what? You're not selling, right? You're not in the business. So without further ado, let me go back to my screen. I would like to welcome our guest for tonight, Dr. Javier Carlin. Look at that. Look at that right there. 20 years ago, that was me, man, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't look like that,
You're
But,
still beautiful, Mike. You're still beautiful.
there you go. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right, man?
That's right. That's right.
Did you hear what I said? I said beer holder.
I love it.
All right, so man, before I keep on going and before everything else, with that we didn't talk about this.
We
have
did
the
it.
same shirt.
We did it. We're right
You know,
here.
take it up a notch. So like-minded people think alike, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this shirt we got it from a conference that we normally attend at Florida, SSPT, SSHC, and it's basically a group of people that are actually like-minded individuals. Where we push each other to the next level. And I reached out to Javi. Hey, Javi, it's about time you come into our show. Not only to inspire people, but to also educate them. What do you really do and how you change people's lives? So again, thank you very much for coming over, man. Could you please tell us again where you're from and what do you do, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Mike, for having me here. I'm super excited to be on here. So it really is an honor. And for everyone watching tonight, hello. My name is Javier Carlin. I'm a physical therapist. I've been out of school for about 3 years now. Like Mike was saying, I am a partner in the physical therapy practice. And alongside that, I also help other healthcare professionals get into entrepreneurship and business. It's changed my life completely for the better, and definitely not easy. And I had help along the way, and I'm here to provide that help to others who are looking to do the same, because I know how valuable it is, like Mike was saying, to have a supportive environment around you and a team in your corner who is cheering you on every step of the way. So.
Perfect. I don't know if you heard what he said. He said he just graduated 3 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now, type in 3 there. Type in 3 because it doesn't have to be 2 years, 3 years, or 20 years of experience. You can start now. The key here is just taking action as early as now. They always say this, the best time to plant a tree is like 10 years ago. The second best time is planting it now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and I like what the Javi's doing. He's taking action, guys. When I met him, did I meet you? You were still graduating that time, right, Javi?
Yeah. It was almost 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, he was still about to graduate. Now he's like rocking it, ladies and gentlemen. And imagine that. And the goal here is just taking action. And I like what he said. I'm writing it down. He said you need to surround yourself with like-minded people, somebody that will coach you. So speaking of that, Javi, who is your coach right now? Who coaches you? Who pushes you? And how does that work? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have several coaches, and I think it's so important in so many different ways to really, find a coach and be intentional about what you want them to coach you on, right? So I have a coach that is amazing all around. Like one of my big things is I am really big on family, and my main coach also is really big on family, and he has everything that I want, right? He has the success in his businesses. He has the success in his family life. So he's my go-to for that, right? There are other coaches who have other results, and you want to be intentional about why you're hiring a coach and for what specific reason. Okay. Because let's say I have a coach on this end who is going to help me to make a certain amount financially, right? But I realize that maybe other areas of his life aren't that great, right? Or it's not that even that it's that great, but it's not necessarily what I want. Well, I'm only going to follow his advice for one area, the one that I'm looking for help in, right? So right now I have three coaches. I have a life coach who helps me with my personal stuff and helps me get clarity and kind of get more focus on the things that matter the most in my life all around. I have a couple of business coaches. So my main coach, my first coach, which is Greg Todd, he's the one that got me to even start thinking about business and marketing in my third-year PT school. I didn't mention it, but I actually did start my first cash-based business literally like 2 months out of school, where I was seeing like 6 to 10 patients while working a full-time job. And he's the one that gave me the belief to be able to do that, right? Even as a new grad physical therapist, a couple months out of school. And the coaches that I recently hired are helping me now with the online business. So I have, the brick and mortar practice, which I've been growing over the past year and a half. And now it's time to bring online services and to help and impact more people to do the same thing that I've been able to do in a short amount of time. And that's the power of a coach. So
Perfect. So I love what he said, ladies and gentlemen. If you are still watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay. He said you need to be intentional. You need to be intentional in our life right now. If you are not intentional about it, you're going to be what you call a wandering generality. What's a wandering generality? So it's like those zombies. If you watch those, what you call that movie or that TV show called The Walking Dead, TWD, The Walking Dead, you're going to be like that. Just walking like a zombie, like going somewhere else that you don't even know. You need to be intentional, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be meaningful, specific. And that's what he did. He became intentional about finding a coach that is actually going to believe in him. That's what he said. Somebody who believes in him. You can find a coach, and then this coach or this mentor is not believing in you. Guess what? You're just going to be feeling down all the time and telling you all your mistakes and then not really believing you. So find somebody. Find somebody. You got to be intentional, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to Javi and ask him. So you mentioned about having a life coach and a business coach and an online coach. Could you tell us about why three, ladies and gentlemen? Why three? Mm-hmm.
that's a great question. So there are so many different levels to there's so many different levels to life. There's so many different areas of life, right? And you hire coaches for different reasons, and depending on their coaching level as well and what they've been able to accomplish, sometimes the things that you learn from them are how much you can help and impact people without actually putting a lot of your own time into it, right? Which is amazing. And I have one coach that has been able to do that for me, and that was able to spark all of what's going on in my life right now 3 years ago. Right now, for my day-to-day things, like for example, for those of you who are on live right now or on the replay, right, aren't there challenges day to day that that you struggle with, right? There are things that happen in your day to day that challenge you, and sometimes kind of take your momentum away, take your motivation away, right? And for those challenges daily, wouldn't it be nice if you had someone to talk to who was not judging you, who wasn't criticizing you, who was not biased, and only and literally had to tell you what you needed to hear, not what you wanted to hear, and was there for you on a daily basis, right? No matter what. That is why I hired a life coach, because that life coach is able to do that for me, where I can reach out to them daily, right? I pay them, so they're not my friend, which is a good thing, because friends don't want to lose your friendship. And a friend will tell you whatever it is that you want to hear. And that's not why you need a coach. You need a coach to tell you what you don't want to hear, but what you need to hear. And that is why I have different coaches for different areas of life. And depending on what exactly I need is exactly the type of person that I'll find. So does that make sense?
Totally. I'm writing it down, man.
Awesome.
I'm writing it down. I'm learning from you, brother. All right. Before we keep on going, I just would like to give a shout out. Oh, I see my brother-in-law, Phildrick, watching there. I think he is in Manila. He's in Manila right now. And then Kisaya said, "Good morning, Dr. Javier. Watching live or love from Taguig." There you go, Kisaya. Thank you very much. And Jen, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you. Well, anyway, I like what Javi said. Well, let me go back to what those three things. He wanted coaching in the life coaching, business coaching, and online coaching. Our lives, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just one piece. It's not just one piece. You have to have multiple avenues. You got financial, you got spiritual, you got your physical, you got your work, you got your business, you got everything, ladies and gentlemen. When you have a coach, you need to find at least somebody who is actually doing it better than you. How do I explain this? Somebody who knows more than you. You need somebody who's going to coach you, who is better, at least better than you. Not too far, but at least better than you. So, for example, in me, I mentor students, therapy students. Of course, obviously, I know more a little bit than them, but eventually they're going to be better than them. So find somebody who's actually a little bit better than you, that they can guide you. And then, like what he said, somebody that will tell you the truth. Somebody that will tell you the truth, that somebody that needed you to hear, not want you to hear. And that's the beauty of having a coach. They will tell you what is really need to be done, what it really needs to be said. It's not because of they just want the friendship, they just want your money, they just want your whatever. Find somebody that will tell you the truth. Hey, Michael, this is not right. Michael, this is what you need to do. I have my own coaches too. I have my own coaches too. And to tell the truth, I pay them. I mean, just like Javi, he pays those coaches. And it doesn't have to be paid coaches. But here's the thing. You need to find somebody that you will pay, that you invest on. Why? Because you have to have skin in the game. You have to have skin in the game. You have to have an investment. Imagine in school, we pay our teachers. We pay our teachers, we pay them, whether you're going to public school or not there in the Philippines, but we pay them. We're invested on them. And to tell the truth, the higher the more I paid my coaches, the more I am more accountable to it. Yep. Am I correct, Javi?
100%. 100%. Wherever your treasure lies, so will your heart. Meaning wherever you invest the most in, that's where everything that you are and everything that you are on the hunt for is where your energy is going to go. And like Mike just said, like the what I found is that the more you invest, the more it hurts you to give that money away, the more likely you are to get the results, because you don't want to be seen as a person who just paid someone $30,000, right, for business coaching and not doing anything and not do anything with it. Right. So you do whatever you can to get the results that you're after, because you put so much money into something, right? You put your treasure into something. So now you're basically forced to go all in. You're holding yourself more accountable. So I totally agree with that for sure.
Totally. So I like what he said, well, you've invested there already. You might as well go all in, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're starting a business, whatever you're starting to, go all in. Go all in. Don't be a dilly-dally or thinking, oh, don't be a look. Well, even in the Bible itself, it says to either be cold or hot. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be cold or hot. Don't be lukewarm. If you want to do it, just do it. And I mean, even again, in the Bible itself, let your yes be yes, your no be no. If you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. Just like me coming here in the States, I had to go all in. I had to go all in, leave everything behind in the Philippines, my family, my loved ones, my kids, because I just wanted to have a better life here in the States. So before I keep on going and ask the next question on Javi, Phildrick, my brother-in-law, is watching live from Lipa. It's like somewhere southern part of the Philippines. And
Okay, awesome.
and then Kimberly said, "Great advice, yeah, and good looking guy too, right, Kimberly?" So I always tell Javi, I look like him when I was young, right, 20 years ago. All right. Well, anyway, I'm just really proud of Javi because as young as him, he has his own clinic. He started his own business, his online presence, and he just recently bought a house. Am I correct, Javi?
Yes.
And then what's next for Dr. Carlin, man? What's next?
We just got 2 kittens on Sunday.
Oh gosh.
We went to go see cats on Sunday and ended up getting 2 of them.
Where did you buy? Did you buy it or
we adopted them? We adopted them. So that's what's next. Now we just have to, take care of them. make sure that we keep them alive. Maybe we'll get a dog after. If that dog survives, then we'll maybe have kids. We'll see.
Well, that's the first step there, man. Getting a pet. So
that's right.
That's very good. Very good. Well, could you tell us more about your coaching program? What do you do? I mean, aside from being a physical therapist, what are the coaching program that you do in your area there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So right now, with business owners, and let me know if this is something that you resonate with, that you've gone through. So what I've noticed is for a lot of healthcare professionals who are just starting off their businesses, it's a little bit overwhelming, right? We went to school for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And we went through all this schooling to become, in my case, a physical therapist, to become an occupational therapist, to become, said career. And when we go into when we realize that, the freedom that I want, the clinical freedom, the financial freedom, the time freedom, is only attainable if I become a business owner. When we make that realization, it's like, okay, I see that, but how do I even start? Like what do I even do, right? Where do I, how do I start my business? The legal stuff, that's overwhelming. Marketing, sales, finances, operations. Oh my goodness, there's so much to think about, right? It's like, do I have to go back to school for another 3 or 5, 10 years to learn all this stuff? The beautiful thing is you don't, which is awesome. And you can actually pay people to help you through the process a lot cheaper than school costs, right? And what I'm currently building is, I call it the clinical freedom funnel, because for those healthcare professionals who are just starting off, the main reason many people that I talk to want to start their own business is because they're sick of the broken traditional healthcare system, and they want to treat on their own terms. They want to be clinically free. They want to treat how they know that they need to treat their patients to the best of their ability without any restrictions or limitations by people who don't care about their patients, right? Corporations, insurance companies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? The list goes on. From pharmaceutical companies, right? What have you. So the clinical freedom funnel coaching program that I'm actually in the process of creating right now is a tool that actually, it's one asset that you create that basically helps to generate leads, so potential clients that you can help. It helps nurture them so they get to know, like, and trust you, and start to realize why it is that they need your help and your services, and why they need it now, so that they don't have to risk unnecessary surgery, so they don't have to risk injections, so they don't have to risk relying on painkillers. And it also converts them at the same time. So that means that they are either booking a call with you or coming to your clinic to see you. And it's one asset that does all of that for you. And that's basically what my coaching program, my latest coaching program, is about. That's going to be released in the next few weeks. And essentially, it helps you create one asset that does all of that for you on autopilot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Before I ask you the next question, I just would like to give a special shout out to Kobe. Kobe said I should meet you face to face, personally, including Bert. So yeah, I believe Kobe is in Florida, Javi. So Kobe, yeah,
Awesome.
reach out to Javi. Maybe you guys can meet face to face. Nobody can't beat face to face meetup, right? And
That's
then
right.
Jan says, "Good morning, Dr. Carlin, Dr. Mike, watching from Cainta." Thank you very much, Jan. Kumusta kayo Jan sa Cainta? How I hope everybody's okay, well, and safe. Uh, next. Next question, like what I always say, but before I ask the next question, I like what the Javi did there. He became a mentor. We always talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. The only way for you to improve your influence and impact in your specific industry is you become a mentor. Mentor. Letter M is meet a need. And that's what Javi's doing. He met a need by providing that certain services, how to start your own clinic, how to start your own practice, and everything like that. And what's the next letter in letter E? Letter E on the word mentors. Letter E is educate. What is he doing with his audience? He's educating them, right? He's educating, he's teaching them. And that's what he's doing us to right now. He's teaching us, right? And letter N is network. Guess what? He wouldn't be able to start his own clinic without his network there in Florida. He had to reach out to other people and networking. I'm not talking about multi-level networking, but what I'm talking about is talking, having relationship with other people. Remember, relationship over revenue. You need to start your relationship first, and then after that, you'll have the next will be revenue, right? Right? Next is letter T, a team of people that will actually help you. He's not probably doing everything on his own in his clinic. He's probably has like an administrative assistant who checks his insurance, stuff for his clinic, and he's probably have a team online that actually helps him how to be a better, marketer or everything. So that's what he does. Letter T is team, and letter O is one-on-one coaching. That's what he provides. He provides one-on-one coaching for those therapists who wants to open up their own clinic. So if you need one-on-one coaching, reach out to Dr. Javier Carlin and how to start your own clinic. And last but not the least, letter R, repeat or recurring revenue. Guess what? He has that repeat and recurring revenue in his business, seeing patients again and again and again and again. No discharge because he continues them with their cash-based services and wellness services. So just following that mentor method, being a mentor itself is actually a business concept. But before I bring Dr. Javier Carlin back, we are going to go on a quick break. Again, this is iBusiness, wherein we help you improve your influence and impact. And I'll see you when we get back. Thank you. All right, we are back on iBusiness, where we help you improve your influence and impact in your industry by being a mentor in your specific industry. Well, anyway, we have a special announcement for all our different shows. Are we gonna show? There you go, the big picture with Lloyd Luna every Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. and of course HR Hotline Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 noon. And the fourth project with Bob Kilapio, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. That is actually, I believe, in Dubai time. Where's that? United Arab Emirates, UAE. And of course, U-Turn with Carmine Ortega, Mondays and Thursdays, 10:30 in the morning. The Home Buyer with Dante Salamat, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. I like saying that word, Dante Salamat. Salamat means thank you. And the Puppet Stories by Juan Lu, every Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. And of course, The Marketplace. I've been watching that show. You guys, you got to watch that, ladies and gentlemen. The Marketplace, it's so entertaining, not just because they're very beautiful ladies, but all the products that they sell there. It's very, very good. You know, we need to support local businesses. And of course, The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. And then the After Shift. This is pretty good. The After Shift is good with Chino and Trisha, and the TNC Town Hall special. And of course, we have more shows coming in August. So keep subscribing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The more likes, the better. Obviously, the more subscription, the better. The more shares, the better. So if you are still watching live, please share this live feed, this video itself, to your respective friends, to your different groups in your area, because the more people that we help, the better. It may not be applicable to you right now, but it could be applicable to somebody else. All right. Again, thank you very much for watching. For those people who are watching, good morning, good morning, good morning in the Philippines, and good evening here in the beautiful United States, Martin, Tennessee. And of course, we still have our special guest for tonight, Dr. Javier Carlin, the good-looking guy that we're twinning right now.
We're still twinning.
And I remember when I was in my 20s, and I was like that too. I had a beard. I can still wear a hat like that. Now no hat could fit me. So I was really physically fit. I can still do some backflips.
You got it, man. Give it up for Mike. Give it up for Mike. He's a beautiful man.
There you go. Beautiful man. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Speaking of beautiful, this is not a beautiful question, Javi. This is not a beautiful question. I'm going to ask a very not so beautiful question.
Okay.
What is your biggest failure in life? I know you're young and everything like that, but I'm sure you had some failure in life. And what's your biggest failure? How did you turn it around? And what was the life lesson you've learned from that?
So I would say, to preface it, I mean, I would say I have a hard time with this question, because I luckily was, my parents did get divorced when I was younger. It wasn't one of my personal failures, but even then, like, I had a good upbringing where they always believed in me. They always were proud of me for everything that I did. There wasn't anything that they told me I couldn't do. And failure is one of those things in my mind where I don't see it as a failure. I see it as a lesson, and it's not something that holds me back from continuing to move forward on the things that I desire to do. But to give you an answer, I would say the biggest failure, which is just a path of discovery for me, was not being able to just laser focus on one thing. And I see it. It's hard for me to think of it solely as a failure, because it's led me on the path that I am right now. And it was more of a path of discovery where I tried a ton of different things. I started several different businesses, different LLCs that I closed down, and I just didn't really commit to anything 100% for a long time. And it was one of those things where you would start something and then stop it, right? And then shiny object syndrome, something else would pop up and you would go to that, right? And there, I like to use the analogy of, let's say we have this is a circle, right? This is a circle, and when we have
Like a heart to me, man.
It looks like a heart. Okay, so we have a heart. Okay, we have a circle. We got a circle, and when this circle has all these different arrows that are pulling in all these different directions, so it's going this way, it's going this way, it's going this way, right? Guess where that circle goes? It goes nowhere. It stays stuck right in the middle. And that's how I felt for a very long time. I would get some success, but I would be like, oh, let me go here instead. And then I was bouncing around. But when you have 2 or 3 things that align and that you focus on, and they're all going in one direction, guess where that circle goes? It goes in the direction of the things that you desire. So, that I would say is one of my failures. Not specific, but I can probably pick something else out. But that's the first thing that comes to mind is a lack of focus, and I think that holds a lot of people back.
Oh, wow. That is very powerful there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you are still listening, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching live again, please comment live. If you're watching on the replay, please comment replay. There are 2 things that I wanted to point out in his answer here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching live, right? There's a pattern. I don't know if you've been watching iBusiness or the other shows here in the new channel. There's always a pattern. When you ask those people that we interview, what is your biggest failure? They don't answer it as a failure. They always answer it, oh, I have a hard time answering that. But they will always say it. It may not be the same phrase. It may not be the same word, but the same concept, the same thought. They would always say, oh, my biggest failure, I'll look at it as a lesson. So every time you have a failure, ladies and gentlemen, look at it as a lesson. Every time you have a setback, look at it as a set up. Every time you encounter a stumbling block along the way, treat it as a stepping stone. And that's the pattern I'm seeing. The more people I'm interviewing people here in our business show, interviewing them in my alternative careers group. Every time I ask them that question, they don't treat those failure as a failure. They treat those failures as a lesson. And like what I always say, it doesn't matter how many times you've failed or fallen or got sick. What matters is how many times you get up and do this all over again. Failure is just an event, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a person. It's not you. Yes, yesterday is going to be done. Today is a new day. Today is a new day. You may have all these rejections, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The other thing that he mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 is focus. Focus, Focus, focus. Finish one course until successful. And I think that's where I learned that from Javier too. All right, let's bring Dr. Javier Carlin back. And I see people who are still watching. Thank you very much for those people who are watching. Javi, could you tell us more about your coaching program, where they can see you, where they can follow you, where they can where can they follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always follow me if you're on Facebook, which I assume many of you are who are watching this. If you're on Facebook, just send me a friend request and send me a message. I love to chat, so send me a message through Facebook Messenger. You can follow me. My name's Javier A. Carlin, so that's how you can find me there. On Instagram, I'm at Dr. Javier Carlin. I have a YouTube channel. I have a podcast called The Journey to the Top Podcast. So you can also find me there. And I also, for those of you who are interested in learning more about how I help people, I have a free online course. It's 100% free. It's called Healthcare Business University. You could find it all over my Facebook profile. It's not completed yet, but you can register and there is a wait list and you'll get free access to it as soon as it opens up. So if you are interested in, learning how to start and grow your business, it's 100% free. And you can go ahead and get access to that in a couple of weeks. It's almost done. So yeah, I'm an open book. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message and I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
Since you are an open book, Javi, are you still single?
Am I still single? No, I'm not.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. He is no longer single, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he is already taken and what do you call that? Taken and taken home. So
that's right.
All right. Well, before I keep on going, we're going to go on a quick break. We'll be back. I'll see you in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back from that quick break. Well, anyway, again, welcome back. Good morning again there in the Philippines, and then good evening here in the beautiful Martin, Tennessee. And we've got a special guest, Dr. Javier Carlin. But before we keep on going, I just would like to share the live stream is the new broadcast. Please join the Facebook group called Philippine Association of Live Stream Professionals. Basically, we help you bring out the best in you and teach you how to be a professional live streamer here in the Philippines, headed by none other than our fearless leader, Lloyd Luna. Again, thank you very much for leading that group for us, and also for doing this. The new normal is the new channel live streaming. All right, so before we keep on going, I would like to would like to bring back Dr. Javier Carlin again. Javier, before we close, any last parting wisdom for us, for those people who are actually, therapists, clinicians out there, whether they're in the Philippines or here in the States or whatever? What's any crazy wisdom for us, man, that you can impart? I know a lot of people would say, why would I listen to a young man like Javier Carlin, or why would they listen to me, and why would they listen to somebody else? Or in what qualifies you, and what's the last wisdom for us, sir?
Do it now.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you're holding back on doing, do it now. Like, for those of you that say, oh, why would I listen to someone so young like Javier? Well, everything that I'm doing right now is under the understanding that we only have one life to live, and you don't get a second chance at this. And any fear that you have right now is something that you've made up in your mind. It doesn't exist. And if you're letting that fear, that thing that does not exist in the real world, hold you back from achieving your dreams, you're going to be in a world of regret 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now that you didn't start sooner. So let it all go and just get after it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Short and sweet, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
You know what he said? Just do it now. If you're watching right now, whatever goals you have in mind, just do it now, ladies and gentlemen. Just take action on it. But before I keep on harping on that thing there, I just want to give a special shout out to Miss Cho. Thank you very much, Miss Cho, for watching. Oh, I see my wife's friend, Chichi Ligon. I know Chichi Ligon. I think, yeah, she's my wife's friend back home in the Philippines. So going back to what Dr. Javier was talking about, just do it now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't live in a life of regret. And what else did he say? I forgot to write it down. He said, fear. There you go. See, I remembered. If I don't write it down, I forget it, man. You're like, I'm like you. I need to write things down. Fear, false evidence appearing real, ladies and gentlemen. You're not refusing, denying the fact, but most of the time, all the fears that we have are all in here. When you want to achieve something in life, like Dr. Javier Carlin, just have to focus on it. Focus on one course until successful. Focus on whatever you want to achieve. There's always fear. There's always, it's real. But most of the fears that we're afraid of are not actually real. So before I keep on going, I would like to share that the richest place on earth, like what we always say, the richest place on earth is actually not in Florida, not here in Tennessee, not here in the States, not even the Middle East with Bob Kilapio's Fort Project. The richest place on earth is actually the cemetery. Why? Because there are a lot of people who are actually have died and passed away, taking all their dreams, taking all their inventions, taking all the songs that could have top hits, the businesses in their mind, but they've taken it with them in their graves because they didn't implemented it because of fear and regret, like what Dr. Javier is talking about. Again, Javier, I know I asked you this, the last parting words. Again, where can they reach you? What specific website they can reach out to you, and anything else before I let you go, man?
Yeah, no, definitely. So to add to that last point, it's like you said, fear, false evidence appearing real. There's stories that we make up in our mind, and if we're already making up these stories, might as well make up stories that empower us to actually take the actions that'll get us the results. So I think it's just there's so many people that are being held back by fear of the unknown when we should be more scared of the known. Right? The known is what you're living right now. And if you're not happy with it, then the only way to change that is to do something different. And I can promise you that the things that we make up in our head are way worse than what'll happen in real life. So just go after it, do it. My personal website, which is under construction but almost finished, is drjaviercarlin.pro. The actual free course where you can sign up for the waitlist is healthcarebusinessuniversity.org/free-course. So you can go there, grab access to the free course. It'll be completed in a couple of weeks, and you'll get an email when it is finished. So again, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, podcast. Just type up my name and you'll find me somewhere.
Unfortunately, when they type up your name, it will pop up my face.
That's right. That's right. We gotta talk to Google about that.
It's my face. So he's using my face there. But before I close, ladies and gentlemen, I like what he said here. Make up stories for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Make up stories. Make up stories. Sometimes you have to. Your mind. Like what he was talking about. Your mind can only consume one thing at a time. Whether it's either fear or good, evil or bad, or good or bad. So might as well make up good stories in your life. When to tell the truth, when I go live, when I do my Facebook live, I pump myself up. I tell myself I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Those people who are actually speakers like Lloyd Luna, they have special rituals that they do. They jump, they do jumping jacks, they even the famous boxers. I don't know, Filipino boxers. Everybody knows Manny Pacquiao. He has a ritual. He has a ritual at the back. We're in what they call it, locker room or whatever.
I've got a trampoline in my office. I can show you it.
Yeah, could you show us that, Heavy?
Of course.
See, there you go.
It's my trampoline. Whenever I need some energy, you generate it.
There you go. There is certain rituals. Because you have to be intentional, ladies and gentlemen. Like what I said, Manny Pacquiao, he does those stuff here. Even who's that? LeBron James. He has this powder and then boom, he does that, crazy things. And you need to be intentional about it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Javi. He has a trampoline in his office there, and he can probably do that. I can't anymore. You know what I mean? So I'll probably fall. So Javi, again, thank you very much for coming over, man. I really appreciate you. Keep up the good job, brother, for everything that you do. I'll keep on supporting you. Thank you very much for inspiring not only the young ones, but also us, the older therapists, and of course, the new people coming in our field here. I hope to see you again, man.
Yeah, this was a blast. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Mike. Like you are the biggest inspiration. So thank you so much. The new channel, Lloyd, Apple, thank you all for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, appreciate you again, Javi. In behalf of my co-host, Engelbert in Texas, again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the new channel. But before I let you go, always remember the word FAST. F-A-S-T, letter F. Find friends that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Because guess what? If you hang out with awesome people like Javi, guess what? You're going to be awesome. If you're out with good-looking people like Javi, guess what? See, look, I'm good-looking now, right?
You are.
So you got to hang out with good-looking people like him, right? So, no, that's kidding, right? No, just kidding. Letter A. Next letter is letter A. You got to learn how to take action, ladies and gentlemen. because imperfect action beats perfect in action. I always hear that from Javi. Just do it, ladies and gentlemen. Just do it. And letter S. Letter S is share and subscribe. The more shares, the better for our show. The more subscription, the better. And of course, it may not be, like what I said, it may not be applicable to you, but it could be applicable to somebody else. And like what I always say, is shoot for the moon. Letter S, shoot for the moon. Why? Because if you keep missing it, you're gonna be landing with the stars. Right now, I landed with the star with Javier Carlin, Dr. Javier Carlin. You gotta check his website out. And then last but not the least, letter T. Letter T. Not timeout, but letter T, teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, when you're teaching it, just like Dr. Javier is doing, he's teaching people how to start their own healthcare business. You're actually understanding it more. So speaking of teaching, come and join our website. Check out our website, drmikechua.com/mentor. Again, thank you very much. This is Dr. Mike Chua again. And this in behalf of my co-host, Bert. This is iBusiness, and we will see you again next Thursday. Thank you.